Let's get started with today's story. Let me take you back to what was supposed to be one of the best vacations of our lives, a perfect escape to Cancun with my wife, Hannah, and our close friends, Mike and Sarah. We'd been married for 10 years, had 2 beautiful kids, and this trip was our chance to reconnect, a break from the daily grind. Before we left, we dropped our kids off at Hannah's parents' house. They adored the kids, and I trusted them to keep them safe and happy while we were away. It felt like we were just a carefree couple again, set to unwind and enjoy some sunshine, ocean waves, and late-night dancing. At least, that's what I thought. After a long flight, we finally arrived in Cancun, checked into a beautiful beachside resort, and headed to our rooms to freshen up. The sea breeze was calming, and I looked over at Hannah, thinking about how lucky I was to have her by my side. She looked stunning, her eyes glinting with excitement. Later that afternoon, we all hit the beach. The water was turquoise, the sand warm under our feet, and the atmosphere was exactly what we needed. As we laid out our towels, I noticed a man across from us looking in our direction, specifically at Hannah. At first, I thought I was imagining things, but then I saw Hannah looking back at him. There was something different in her expression, a spark of interest, like she was indulging the attention. "Hey, babe," I nudged her. "Should we get some drinks?" She smiled and nodded. "Actually, I'll go grab them. You guys stay here, I don't mind." "All right," I said, settling back down and chatting with Mike. A few minutes later, I looked over at the bar and saw the guy who'd been eyeing Hannah earlier had made his way over there. Hannah was talking to him, her body language relaxed, maybe even inviting. She was smiling, looking up at him as if they were old friends. I felt a wave of unease but tried to shake it off. When she came back with the drinks, I couldn't hold back my curiosity. "So, who was that guy you were talking to?" I asked, trying to keep my tone light. "Oh, him," she said with a casual shrug. "His name's Ryan. He's been to Cancun a bunch of times, so he was just recommending a few spots for us to check out. Nothing serious." I nodded, but something about her tone sounded off. I brushed it aside. Maybe I was reading into things too much, but the thought lingered, buzzing around in the back of my mind. Later that evening, we were all set to go out for a nice dinner and then hit a bar afterward, planning to stay out all night long, right into the early morning hours, just like we used to do when we were younger. An hour before we were about to go out, I saw Hannah start massaging her forehead. "Ugh, my head," she muttered. "Are you okay?" I asked, watching her with concern. I was excited for a night out but didn't want her to push herself if she wasn't feeling well. She sighed, leaning against the bathroom counter. "I think it's the jet lag, or maybe all that sun today. I've got a terrible headache," she said, pressing her fingers to her temples. "I don't think I'll be able to join you guys tonight." "Oh, all right," I replied, disappointed but understanding. "We can stay in if you need to rest. It's no big deal." She shook her head, managing a small smile. "No, really, go on without me. I don't want to ruin your night, and I'd feel worse if you missed out because of me. I'll be fine after a good rest. You go and have a good time with Mike and Sarah. I'll catch up with you all tomorrow." After dinner, we were about to head to a bar, but I noticed a splash of sauce on my shirt, probably from that messy taco I devoured earlier. "I can't go to the bar looking like this," I chuckled, glancing at Mike and Sarah. "I'll run back to the room to change real quick and check on Hannah, see if she needs anything. I'll catch up with you there." I quickly grabbed a cab back to the hotel, hoping I wouldn't miss too much of the evening. When I reached our door, I heard something faint but unmistakable, a woman's moans. My stomach dropped as I recognized that sound. I wanted to believe it was something innocent, maybe someone next door, but no, that was definitely coming from inside our room. With my heart racing, I pushed open the door. There, tangled in the sheets of our bed, was my wife. And lying beside her, his face flushed and his arm around her waist, was Ryan, the man from the beach. I froze, feeling a fury I'd never known erupt inside me. Hannah gasped, her eyes wide as she scrambled to cover herself. "James," she stammered, trying to grab at her clothes to cover her shame. I couldn't contain myself. "What the hell is this?" I shouted, my voice breaking with disbelief and anger. "James, please," she stuttered, her voice trembling. I'm so sorry." "Sorry?" I laughed bitterly. "That's all you have to say? Sorry?" Ryan mumbled something about leaving, but I turned to him. "You're not going anywhere, buddy. I want to hear this. I want to know why you thought it was okay to touch another man's wife." He stammered, grabbing his clothes, muttering a quick, "I'm sorry, man," before bolting out of the room, leaving me alone with Hannah. Hannah started crying, reaching out to me. "James, please, I made a mistake. I don't know what I was thinking." "Oh, you don't know what you were thinking?" I yelled. "Then let me remind you, we came here to have a vacation, a fresh start, remember? And here you are, throwing it all away for some random guy you met on the beach." She sobbed harder. I was feeling so bored, and Ryan made me feel, I don't know, alive, I guess. "A spark?" I laughed in disbelief. "We've been married for 10 years, Hannah. We have kids together, and you throw that all away for a spark with some stranger? Unbelievable." "James, please, I'm so sorry. I'll do anything to fix this." But I couldn't listen to her any more. I packed my bag in silence, the weight of betrayal pressing on my chest like a boulder. She tried to stop me, grabbing my arm, begging, crying, but her words were hollow now. Every touch felt like a lie. I couldn't even look at her. I grabbed my phone and messaged Mike. "I won't be joining you for the rest of the night. Something happened. I'll explain later." I walked out, found a nearby hotel, and checked in for the night. I didn't sleep. I just lay there, thinking about the kids, about the years I'd invested in our marriage, about every "I love you" that now felt like a farce. The next morning, I went down to the hotel lobby to get some coffee, trying to shake off the weight of it all. As I sat down, my phone buzzed. I glanced at the screen. It was Sarah calling. I answered, her voice immediately full of concern. "James, we saw Hannah this morning. She was a mess, asking where you were." "What happened?" I sighed, debating how much to say. But they were my friends. They deserved the truth. She cheated, Sarah. "With that guy from the beach." Sarah gasped. "Oh my God. I can't believe this." Neither could I.